Pope Francis is in Ireland this morning for the first visit by a pope in almost 4 decades to one of Europe's most Catholic countries. The visit comes amid global condemnation of the church's handling of sex crimes rocking the church. Jonathan Vigliotti is in Dublin. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning. And the Pope speaking for the first time inside the Dublin castle behind me, where he took a brief moment in that speech to address child abuse in churches, specifically here in Ireland. He called them crimes, but most noticeably absent from that speech any reference to the abuse allegations in Pennsylvania.
The Pope's weekend visit to celebrate Catholic faith and compassion has been overshadowed by the explosive grand jury report in Pennsylvania cataloging abuse by more than 300 priests. The last pope to visit Ireland was John Paul II in 1979, who was greeted then by 2.5 million faithful, 5 times the crowd expected for Pope Francis.
Young people of Ireland, I love you.
And I believed him, and it really meant something to me. And a year and a half later, I was raped by a priest for the first time. And that continued for 2.5 years.
Colm O'Gorman says he was abused when he was 14 years old.
And they covered up those crimes, and they allowed them to go unchecked.
A series of abuse allegations have taken their toll in Ireland, one of the most Catholic countries in the world. Church attendance has plummeted. In May, abortion was legalized in what many called a referendum against the church. Irish nun Liz Murphy, who we sat down with earlier this week, said if the church is to survive, it will need total reform.
It is a very male, masculine, institutional, top-down, dictatorial body. Who wouldn't want, as a woman, to see that collapse?
And Ireland's first gay prime minister also had some tough words. He spoke directly to the Pope inside the castle behind me, telling the Pope that he must adhere to a zero-tolerance policy against church abuse, and also demanding the Pope take action. Anthony?
Jonathan Vigliotti in Dublin for us this morning. Jonathan, thanks so much.